In scanf function, we have used the address of operator ampersand on the element marks I of the array, just as we have used it earlier on variables and rate, for example. In so doing, we are passing the address of this particular array element to scanf function rather than its value rather than its values is what scanf requires. Reading data from an array. The balance of program reads the data back out of array and uses it to calculate the average. Reading data from an array. The balance of program reads the data back out of the array and uses it to calculate the average. The for loop is much the same, but now the body of loop causes each student's marks to be added to running total stored in value variable called sum. For I is equal to 0, I is less than equal to 29, I plus plus. Sum is equal to sum plus marks I, that is marks array. Now average is equal to sum divided by 30. Printf slash n average marks is equal to %d, comma average. Now revision about arrays. To fix our ideas, let us revise whatever we have learnt about arrays. First A, an array is collection of similar elements. B, the first element in the array is numbered as 0 so that the last element is 1 less than size of array. So array is an collection of similar elements like marks of students, now salaries of people. So these are similar elements. So they have to be collected for our daily work. So they are stored in an array. So array is a collection of similar elements. Now B, the first element in array is numbered 0. So because in C language we every in doing counting every time the first element in array is numbered as 0 every time. So the last element is 1 less than size of array. That is, if we want to make array of 30 people, then the last element 1 is 1 less size of array. That means the size of array will be from 0 to 29. That is one less than array size of array. Now an array is also known as a subscripted variable. So array is a subscripted variable. That means it is also a variable like int float. So it is also a variable, but it is subscripted variable. That means it is using a different kind of braces. That means square bracket. Now D, before using an array, its type and dimension must be declared. So its type, that is integer, float, etc., and dimension, that means uh, integer type, that means float integer, and dimension, that means how many elements stored are in it, etc. So these are dimensions. Now so they must be declared first. Now E, however big an array, its elements are always stored in contiguous memory locations. So they are stored in different memory locations. This is a very important point which we would discuss in more detail later on. That means these numbers in array are stored in different locations and different contiguous locations, and we will discuss it later.